Davichris Rabbitary. Now, as you can see, these are Angora winners. They are growers. They are going to 3 months old. So if you want to identify, this is Angora breed. Yeah, these ones are the English sport breed of rabbits. The mother and her kids. These are hyena breeds. They are of different variations. We have the hyena hengi among them. We have the hyena max. These ones that you are looking at, this one I'm touching is the hyena max. This is the hyena hengi, and this is the mother hyena hengi as well. It was a max. It was an hyena max that crossed the mother to produce these ones. Yes, this is an hyena max. Yes, it's a doe. It has been crossed. Hyena max. I wish that you can see it well. You can see his foot, his legs. What differentiates them is that the brown spots or the dark spots you have on the nose, on the hair, on the ear, and on the foot. This also is another hyena max. Yes, it's also crossed, waiting for giving birth. And this is another hyena. This is a male hyena max anyway. This is an overview of Davichris Rabbitary. Yeah, this is Angora. Yes, this mother here that you are looking at is an Angora breed. I think you can see how the fur is. The fur is not smooth. It's rough. Like, it's not as smooth as the others. It's rough. That's why it is Angora. That's how to identify an Angora breed. Now, here we have an English sport. Yes, an English sport. That's a standard chinchilla, but the winner, a standard chinchilla crossed the English sport. That's why we have this production of a standard chinchilla breed winner. That's the mother. Yeah, and this is the father, the English sport. Yeah, just like you see, this is the English sport. That's the father to every other English sport you will see on our farm here. Yes, initially I told you about a variation of chinchilla. This is another variation of chinchilla. This breed of chinchilla is called American chinchilla. So this is an American chinchilla. It's a male. The American chinchilla on our farm. And this is another breed I like to show you. This breed is called Palomino. We're very close to New Zealand Red, but yes, there are difference between New Zealand Red and Palomino. This breed you are looking at is a Palomino breed. Yes, a Palomino. And underneath here we have, if you look at this very well, you will discover that there is a difference between it and the first ones I've shown that I called hyena max. This one is a New Zealand breed. Now if you look at the head, you will see that the shape is quite different from that of an hyena. So this is a New Zealand white. New Zealand white. Yeah, this is standard chinchilla. It's a female chinchilla, standard chinchilla. Don't forget the initial one I told you it was an American chinchilla. This one now is standard chinchilla. I think you can understand the color. You can understand them by the color, the variation. That is standard chinchilla. Yeah, this is a mature American chinchilla. As you can see, this is an American. I have just crossed it. That is why he's trying to groan like that, thinking I'm bringing another male and all that, or want to take it to a male. So this is an American chinchilla. An American chinchilla. Now underneath here we have the father of the standard chinchilla. So this is the father of the standard chinchilla. Very active in buck. I always appreciate when it's time for crossing with him. He does it so well, and it's usually 100% at giving birth. This is a young New Zealand white. As you can see it, I wish that you can just observe it very well compared to the one I showed you initially. This is a New Zealand white, but a young buck, about 4 months old. Yes, this is a New Zealand white, and this is one of the fathers of all the Angora on our farm. Just like you can see, this is an Angora breed. As you can see, very active as well. Very good buck. It's a male. And for you to identify rabbits, just like I said, you identify them by their colors. You identify them by their colors. You identify them by their shape. You identify them by their physique. You identify them by their nature. Well, there are over 300, 500, 700 breeds of rabbits. But we have very few common here in Nigeria, among which you have seen few of them on our farm here. We have the New Zealand white, we have the New Zealand red, we have the New Zealand black, we have the Angora breed, and the Angora also have their variations of depending from the nation by which they come from. We have variations of Angora anyway. We have the English spot, just as you have seen. We have the Palomino, just as you have seen. We have the Hyla Max. Well, Hyla is not actually a breed. It's just a laboratory rabbit. It's a genetic rabbit, if you permit me to put it like that. The rabbit gotten from Californian white and the New Zealand. So it was a laboratory work that produces Hyla, just because the producer wanted a rabbit that can give a higher percentage of meat to bone, and that is why Hyla is very good for meat. Every other rabbits also are good for meat, but then when we consider the growth rate, they are very quite different. Just as I said, we have the Hyla, which is not yet a breed. Just as I said, we have the New Zealand, we have the chinchilla, American chinchilla, we have the standard chinchilla, we have the Dutch, we have the Polish, we have the Havana, we have the series of them, but the few that are mentioned are most that are common here in Nigeria. So we also have the giant Flemish also, but I must be sincere with you that yet in Nigeria for today, we do know about tomorrow, but for the moment at which I'm talking with you, there is not yet a giant Flemish breed in Nigeria. The reason is that it's attached to several reasons. The reason, the weather condition, the climate, and all that are some of those things that seems to be like a constraint for having a giant Flemish breed here in Nigeria. So if anyone tells you, I have a giant Flemish, I have a giant Flemish, well, the person only want to play scam on you. So be very careful about that. So these are rabbits. This is a view of our rabbits in Davichris Rabbit Farm. There's no rabbit that cannot do well, provided you will always give those rabbits the necessary attention they needed. And what are those attention? Adequate feeding, adequate nutritional value, adequate water, and good monitoring of their health. And with that, I'm very sure your farm will go a very great place. God bless you. Thank you. See you at the Do well to press the like button, share, subscribe, notification, so that you can have more videos when we post. God bless you. Thank you.